Hello! How is everybody doing today? My name is Timui and I'm a character designer and an illustrator. I've been working as a professional for over 4 years and I just want to help artists become better at their craft. Today there's going to be no camera because for some reason shotgun mics hate my guts. Yeah, there's just a lot of white noise that I've been dealing with and I'm not really happy with it, and I'm kind of that person that's a perfectionist, so instead, I'm just going to be talking over this time-lapse speed painting of this character I'm going to be creating. But today I'm going to teach you guys how to design creative characters. This character was designed for an online character design competition called the Character Design Challenge. It's a monthly challenge on Facebook and each month has a specific theme. And I'll go ahead and put the link down in the description below. The theme of this challenge was backpackers. Naturally, I'm an impatient person, so I have the bad habit of always going with the first idea that pops into my head. I was thinking of a hiker with a backpack filled with camping supplies. But the more I thought about it, I was starting to understand how boring and generic that really was. So this time I tried a different and slower approach. I decided to think about my design and how I can make it more interesting and fun. A lot of young character designers like me are impatient and want to get out the first idea as soon as possible. But sometimes it's a good idea to think a little bit more past your original idea. You might come up with something new. So this is what I learned while creating this character for the Character Design Challenge. The first thing you have to remember when designing a creative character is to think outside the box. One easy way of thinking outside the box is combining 2 or more ideas. I originally was thinking of a human character, but I knew 90% of other people doing the competition would do that. So I decided to have an animal character instead. Instead of a generic hiker, I thought of a cook. The tough part was figuring out how a cook could be a backpacker at the same time. But the awesome part about being a character designer is that you can do anything you want. So I decided to put all of the cooking supplies together as his backpack. And I thought that having a huge backpack on this small cat was a fun idea. One thing you have to remember when creating a character is to have a story for that character. Story defines who your character is and what they look like. If you don't create a story for your character, you're not going to have a strong character at all. Now, I'm not telling you to write a full novel on the character. I'm just telling you to have the essentials on who this character is. Ask yourself questions about your character, like what's their name? Where are they from? What's their occupation? How old are they? What's their personality? And what time period do they live in? So in my case, when I was creating this character, the name of this character was Jack. He's from Louisiana. He's a fisherman. He's about 10 years old in cat years. His personality is quiet and kind, and I thought it would be fun to have him live in 1914. Answering these questions can give you a simple idea of who your character is, and once you figure out who your character is, you can figure out how they will look. The third thing you should know when designing a creative character is to include big or interesting shapes. Shapes can tell a lot about a character. The 3 most basic shapes that comprise each character are a circle, a square, and a triangle. Now the circle can convey kindness, trustworthiness, or some sort of cuteness. A square can convey stability, strength, or order, and a triangle can convey danger and energy. You can combine these main shapes to create more interesting ones, like combining a circle and a square to get a rounded square. In case if you don't understand, let's just use this for my drawing right here. Jack's personality is quiet and kind, so his design consists of many rounded shapes, like his round head and his bean-shaped body. Focusing on big or interesting shapes can help your character stand out from the rest. The last thing I learned when designing creative characters is to make sure to add contrasting elements. If your character design is only made up of one kind of shape or one kind of color, it can be pretty boring. So in order to bring some interest to your character, you should add contrasting elements. When I designed Jack, I made his backpack with giant rectangles, like the fish stand and the fish sign, to contrast his very round design. Another way I showed contrast is with color. Jack had a lot of cool colors, like his cool gray fur and his blue overalls. On the other hand, his backpack is colored with warm colors like orange and other warmer browns. Remember, contrast is important to bring interest to your character, so don't forget to play around with opposite elements. Contrast shapes, like circles and squares. Contrast colors like warm colors, like red, orange, and yellow, with cool colors like blue, green, and purple. Contrast lines with straight versus curvy lines. When you start to practice contrasting elements in your character designs, your characters will look more interesting and unique. So yeah, there's my original character Jack. He's a hardworking fisherman that owns his own fishing business and restaurant. So remember, when designing a creative character, think outside the box, have a story for your character, include big or interesting shapes, and add contrasting elements. As you practice these principles over time, you will begin to see an improvement in your characters. Keep practicing and never stop learning. If this video helped you, leave a like down below, and if you want to see more videos for character designers, subscribe to my channel and press the bell button to be notified when new videos come out. I try to put out a new video every weekend. I'm not quite sure when the camera will be used again at the moment because of my audio situation, but I'll sure to get it back as soon as possible once I figure out how to use a microphone. If you're a character designer or an illustrator, here's a few more videos you should check out, and I'll see you all amazing people later.